Okay, so the Roman general, as is traditional in the first outing for newly painted troops, has gone down against a traditional enemy, the Parthians. But here he is, crying in his spilt milk, ready for game two, against which I believe was the Kushan army. And here you've got the Kushans arrayed, ready to go. You can just about see my list there. Yep, it was initiative 3, I can see that. So you've got a big block of cataphracts in the middle. You've got Indian elephants with the mixed shooters, swordsman bow there, a couple of light horse, and then you've got a sort of light horse command with skirmishy stuff over here as well. So yet again, billiard table setup, which is a bit of a pain for the Romans. They're not quite sure where to go, with 6 cataphracts just coming straight down the middle, which are clearly going to attempt to hit something. And then this quite powerful elephant force as well. But, you know, the legionaries should carve up the shooters and be pretty invulnerable to the shooting, and can sort of take on the elephants with a spot of luck. And then here, this is a slightly kind of extended thing. I've got my light horse and cavalry against lots of other light horse, but the elephants can sort of scare them off. Not too much shooting, really. And let's have a look at the army, exactly what it was. 6 cataphracts, 4 of which are elite, the traditional elite 4. A couple of light horse archers there. Here's the elephant general included, another elephant, 3 mixed shooters, another skirmisher, the crap cavalry, which you have to have. And then over on the right hand side, as we saw it, just 4 horse archers. So I think they were operating with these 2 to turn it effectively into 6, but not too much there. But a very straightforward army, does what it says on the tin. They go hit stuff, that shoots stuff and then hits it, they dick about. So let's see how that pans out. Well, what's coming up, this mix of cavalry plus a couple of light horse, solid infantry, can't be shaken away. The Thracians are okay as long as they get out of the way of the cataphracts. That's quite good. Even the crappy legionaries are not too bad at pushing back light horse. So this just sort of pushes forward, just looking straight away to push these guys off the back of the table. The advantage that has is it gets the elephant into cataphracts charging range, gives the cataphracts a bit of a challenge. These sort of 2 or 3 are a little bit scared, but here's another sort of block of Roman legionaries ready to be fed into the cataphracts as well. I'm just trying to engage 2 or 3 of them really with the elephant, draw the rest in here, and free up the rest of my army to hit that sort of much more squishy-ish elephant and mixed shooter size, and try and push those off the table. So what are we trying to do here? The elephants and the mixed shooters have climbed up the hill. Makes it rather difficult for them to assault for the Romans. That evens things up a bit. I peeled one of these guys off. I think he was from the middle command. Maybe he's just been left behind as the rest have all drifted over there, just to almost act as a, whatever that American football term is, a blocker. If he loses and gets taken down by these, but it allows these guys to get in, that's all well and good. And the gladiators fancy their chances against these light horse. They can just probably push them off the side of the table as long as they don't get shot up too much. So those skirmishers are doing a good job of absorbing the arrows from these powerful shooting units up the hill. So what's going on here? Pretty much as I said, really. The legionaries are chasing up there. We have driven off the light horse. They can't really stand, and that's suddenly starting to threaten the flanks of these guys. But the legions are still thinking about having to go uphill into elephants, which is pretty terrible. Uphill into mixed shooters, that's all right. Much better if these guys are around the flank. Looks like I've already killed a couple or got rid of a couple already from over the other side of the table. Maybe fled them off. And the cataphracts have gone into this lone legionary, but I can kind of live with that, apart from the fact it frees up the Indian light horse to come around. But I'm much happier that they're chewing up one guy with 2 cataphracts than that they're all in here fighting together with the elephants. Over on this other side, what a mess, really. This is very, very fragmented. I've tried to catch these kind of, nailing jelly to the wall light horse. Clearly pushed a couple off, but even so, one cataphract has got stuck on the front of my crap elephant. The rest have quite wisely ignored it, just steamed on forwards, heading for the legionaries, heading for the baggage. And now my army is a little bit broken up, even though these are mine. They've the Numidians have been shot up. They've decided to pull out. But I've still got cavalry pushing forwards, but there's starting to be some gaps if these light horse do come back. Over in the middle, this is the fight that these guys have not been waiting for and not been relishing. But again, it's still cataphracts are split up. 1 there, 3 there, 2 there. 3 against 3. One will be an overlap. Will this be, can I make this, string this out before something happens more decisively over here or over here? That guy should be in trouble, stuck on the elephant, someone ready to turn his flank, but these are just going to get clonked, and he is getting clonked as well. So it's, some of these combats are unwinnable. It's just trying to minimize them and pace them out. And Bosch, the elephants decide, along with their Indian sort of spearmen, to come down the hill and obliterate, very, very quickly, obliterate a load of the legionaries, no doubt aided by what looks like actually possibly even cataphracts, never mind the Indian horse. Let me just see. Yeah, aided by cataphracts that have come in, crushed this guy in double quick time. There's obviously a bit of a gap between these. And suddenly this fight that was looks kind of have done some damage to the elephants, the cataphracts winning that combat against the line guy very quickly and steaming in, of just rolling up my line as the gladiators try their best to get rid of the Indians. So bit kind of dicey there, bit scary what's going on, but probably pushing and getting rid of people off the table quite quickly here. Here in the middle, these guys are sort of doing well. They're doing all right in that they're not dead. That's 3 hits, that's 1 hit. This guy's pushed past to go into the flank potentially, but will they survive long enough? And we're engaging 3 cataphracts with losing 2, or looking like we're losing 2 guys here. That guy looks to be the commander, quite possibly. Yeah, barehead guy in the cloak. So he's got potential to rally himself, but these guys are in a lot of trouble. But how quickly can we push people off this side of the table and do some damage there? And that was the answer, actually. I ended up pushing people off the table. The gladiators did get round the flank and do quite a lot of damage to the flank of those Indians. So it was pretty close. I was taking some serious losses, but getting into the squishy bits of the Kushan army ended up doing for them in the end, with a victory for Rome.